The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the dawn of the 22nd century, humanity reached new heights of technology and spread themselves throughout the solar system. Eventually, even the mind could be uploaded into digital format. This, combined with advances in medical 3D printing, allowed for replacing entire bodies when age or injury became too severe. Not content with near immortality, humanity began uplifting other sentient animals and even experimenting with artificial intelligence. It was one of these experiments that gave rise to the first artificial superintelligences, dubbed Titans. No one knows exactly how long the Titans watched and waited, but when they finally revealed themselves, it was to bring ruination upon their creators. In the war that followed, 95% of all life was destroyed, and humanity was forced to abandon their radioactive homeworld. Now, 10 years after the fall, the Titans have abruptly disappeared, leaving humanity and their creations to rebuild and to question. Did we bring this upon ourselves? And if so, have we learned enough to not repeat our past mistakes?
And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios' Eclipse Phase Fragments of Self. I am the storyteller for this cast, I'll call him, Shanky McStabber.
Hello, I am Sangre Exe. In other words, Psychshire.
Oh, yes. I am Beetle Spock, and I'll be playing Fen, or the Financial Evaluation Network, the digital infomorph hacker.
And I'm Meroward, and I will be playing Kadoth, the Octopus Uplift.
I'm Irian, and I'll be playing Tolfrin Davies, an isolationist.
Hello everyone, I'm Kyle Glaciate, and tonight I'll be playing Moho X Rooklash, Theseus.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jacob, and I will be playing Roglary Gangsy II, aka Raj, aka Gangsy, the crew sponsor and esteemed artist.
It has been 10 years since the fall of Earth, since the Titan AIs destroyed 95% of humanity and forced the loss of your homeworld. And in that 10 years, humanity has spread through the solar system. No place is out of limits. Death now more of an inconvenience than a finality for most. And then the Titans disappeared. And no one knows where they went. No one knows if they will return. And it's left society to rebuild in the ashes. But in an age of backed up memories of death not being that big a deal, what does it mean to be you? You all come to in a white room, all 6 of you. It is a smell of antiseptic. The only thing standing before you is a blue outlined individual. You can see through them. You know, obviously, they're coming through your artificial reality augments. It is one of the InfoLife, a digital individual. Good evening. I am the Restore You Artificial Limited Intelligence. I'm here to tell you we have restored you from your backups. Unfortunately, these backups are 3 months old, and Cognite regrets to inform you there was some sort of error with your files. There's a corruption. I think you have some memory issues. The date is May 11th, 10 AF. Now, for you all, the last thing you remember, even hazily, was February of the 10th year after the fall. You are missing 3 months of time. You're in what is called the lack of memories between when you've come back and when you were backed up. Cognite regrets that this happened. We are doing an investigation now into why. We do apologize, and we do hope that you will continue to use our services. And when we find a reason for this corruption, we will make sure that you are informed through the mesh. Please, you can recover here, and when you feel you are ready, feel free to exit the Restore You facility. Thank you for your business.
Everyone have their faculties.
So is the Infomorph still there with us?
It's still there.
What do you mean our memories are corrupt? What?
I mean, when we went to restore the file, it failed the checksum. When we attempted to repair, we were unable to restore it. Even though the backups are normally fault tolerant, something has failed in the system, and we're not sure where yet. We are definitely going to investigate, though, because this is bad for business.
Well, to make it less worse for business, what compensation is the company willing to offer in compensation for this?
Well, I'm afraid that when you signed up for the Restore You process, there was a clause in your contract that said you are not going to be reimbursed for any damages done from the process.
Hello. Would you have a printout of the error codes by chance?
Printout? No, but I can send them over. It's just data garbage. You'd only be able to see bits that don't match. The checksum was just a hashing at the end of it. It does not match when it was saved.
That would still be appreciative. Thank you.
And
Which other data do you have?
please specify other data.
In regards to our memories disappearance, this backup is 3 months old.
Yes, this backup was taken on February 10th.
Why now? Why so late? It has to have a reason.
Yes, there was a routine check. You have not checked in to the mesh or the Cognite systems in 90 days. So the automatic restore was triggered based on your account settings that you set up yourself prior to being backed up.
You're saying that we've been out of reach of the network for over 3 months?
You've been out of reach of Cognite for over 3 months.
So physically not in this location?
No, and you have not sent a ping back. Now, we do not have abilities to monitor you at other stations and other locations, but you could have reached the mesh through any kind of light transmission, and you did not. I assume you were backing up somewhere else.
Do you still have logs of the last contact we had before we seem to have gone missing?
No, we would not have that data. I'm sure you can check around and search the mesh, and you may be able to find it.
Ooh. I
Oh,
can
do we
analyze
not-
through the files myself.
Do we not have any attempt at contact in the last 90 days? I have a hard time believing that my father didn't reach out. No.
I'm sorry, Cognite shows no record of any attempt at communication with us.
I think
Angry
that's all
staring at
right.
him.
Think that's all right then. If we didn't contact you, I'm glad we got the backup now anyway.
Well, I do welcome you to your return to Paradise Station. Please enjoy the lovely sights outside the station of Demos.
Thank you very much for your assistance.
If you need anything else, you might just have to ask. And the AI fades out of view, but you know they're still listening, so they'll appear whenever you call for them. And as soon as they fade, all of you through your mesh communicators, hey, it's M squared. You're back.
Apparently we are.
What happened?
I don't know. I'm a ship. I've been sitting here for 3 months waiting on you. You told me you were going somewhere. You said you were going over to the Better Than Vacuum station. You were going to farcast out there, and then I didn't hear from you anymore.
Did we
Did we-
all?
Did we tell you why?
You said there was somebody there you were going to meet. You didn't give me a name. I'm just the ship. You don't like to tell me too much. I was upset that you left me behind because that meant I didn't get to go with you and have fun too. So I just sat here. I will tell you that the fuel status, we are topped off and everything is as you left it. But I've been bored.
Did we
I
all
somehow
leave?
doubt. I somehow doubt we had any fun.
Or too much fun.
Did we all leave at the same time? And
I would assume
return?
you farcast out together.
And returned at the same time.
Yes. And for the viewers and the players, farcasting is basically where you send your mind through normally a laser communication, sometimes quantum communications to another station so that you don't have to physically go there. It is a very quick and fast ways to go from place to place, though you usually have to rent a body at the destination because you can't farcast your bodies too.
Okay. So we've just sent
yeah.
data instead of material.
Yeah.
I imagine. Do you think if we go, or at least make an inquiry to that station, we can find out which morphs we sleeved into and what kind of activities we're up to?
Oh, I'm sure there's a record at that station.
I think that would be a wonderful idea.
I have a few questions though. First things first. Play the last recording you had of us when we left you.
And a recording comes up, AM squared. We're just going to jump over to the Better Than Vacuum. We'll only be gone about a day. We've got to meet with somebody. It's about a job.
What a job. Is there any test that I perhaps may do to try and gather any type of weird pattern in communication and things like that?
Yes,
The way that
if
we're
you want to do
speaking?
something like that, we can have you roll. It's basically a standard research test. Let me pull up my thing here because I've got a whole thing on it. As soon as I can find where I put it, because I've got so many journal entries here now. The mesh, here we go. It's essentially going to be a role of research, which is an interface skill.
Okay. Let me go into interface or research.
Well, you can use research if you want instead. You can use either one.
I'm gonna interface. I have a higher interface.
Okay.
So let's go. First test of the game. Dang it.
You didn't see anything odd about the communication.
I will make an attempt. I got research and I forgot the parentheses specialty in tracking. So, I don't know if that would make,
You could use the specialty if you're trying to track possibly your activities. Now, this is 3 months old. It's a little harder to find, but
Okay.
Go ahead and if you want to roll that,
Okay.
you can go ahead and do that too. A superior success. Nice. We don't need to apply any of the stuff on it. Well, really, the only thing to do is detail on this one. Searching around, you're looking for the maybe odd patterns in the communications.
Yes.
There seems to be no odd patterns in speaking with the ship. And aside from the standard data transfers back and forth from the ship, because it does have to keep a link with the station while you're docked to it, there's nothing suspicious there, though you did find a flagging, a message was sent regarding the morphs you left behind when you forecast being reclaimed because you never returned for them.
I actually splay that message out and everyone can see.
Reclaimed.
Yes.
What do they mean
Suppose-
reclaimed? Those were purchased in cash.
Well, someone re-sleeved into them.
Basically, someone stole what was ours, thinking they were spoiled.
Or assumed our identities.
We find this distressing.
And then brought them back?
The bodies you're in right now are not the ones you normally would use.
Can these reclaimed sleeves be traced?
You could try.
Anything's possible.
Every
I'll see
morph
if
has a fingerprint, or basically has a digital code attached to it.
So I do have research track again, or it can do.
That one would just be a straight research roll.
Okay. Well, I didn't do the specialties before anyway. I had to do the.
May I assist in this research?
You
Again,
could have got a teamwork bonus, but I don't think you needed it. Got a superior success. You trace down the morphs. It seems Sanger's morph was killed in hostile action against, it's listed as anarchist scum. Finn, yours, you don't find anything on your infomorph. It's an infomorph, so it's not like you actually had a body to worry about. Caldeth, your body, oddly enough, says it's somewhere out system. It actually left for Titan at some point.
For Titan.
Mm-hmm. Talfrin, yours went on a gate crashing op and never returned. Mohil, yours just is listed as missing. And Roger, unfortunately, your pleasure pod is currently serving in the station right now in one of the houses of ill repute.
Now, the first question I have about these have these sleeves been backed up in the last 90 days, or the egos within these sleeves been backed up? Did they take over our egos?
There's no list as to what egos were put in them, only that they were reclaimed and assigned to other people.
Is there any record of the fury of mine?
It's only tag. Yeah, it said it was your fury. That is still on the ship. Should be. You'll have to ask him squared if the morphs that you left behind on the ship are there.
I'm scored. Are morphs still on board?
Yes. The ones that, when they wanted to restore you, I pulled your extras out of storage, which are what you're wearing now. The remainders are still here on the ship in storage, in the biovats. Some are in the maintenance bay, of course, waiting for use. And I'm pretty sure I see a number of your infomorph sleeves still residing in my memory bank somewhere. Nothing's been touched on the ship. It's still all here. Even your weapons are still in the weapons locker.
Why would we leave without a weapon? To go on a mission?
We would be in another place anyway. No use taking out our weapons.
So we would go on a mission with no weapons to meet a person.
Oh, yeah.
Is this what we're saying?
And somehow we didn't think that it was a good idea to back up.
We
Or
would have.
whoever hired us just decided that, or maybe we had attempted and we were prevented for the
Or-
secrecy of a mission.
Maybe we were in a hurry. Did not have time.
I don't think that would be
These
the
are all
case. Even.
possibilities.
Something is really fishy about all this. I mean, if we start to trace our behavior, can any of us actually attest that we would do something like that?
I think we would need to go to the very first place we went when we left here and identify if there is any trace or information left there to indicate anything.
There's also other possibilities. The discarded morphs, yours, Sangarax, specifically. Is there any possibility some of the data we had prior to us leaving and our bodies being repurposed still being there?
I cannot confirm without examining or running some kind of test.
Mohill, your muse speaks up. Sir, it's routine that they format when you cast out of a morph, they format the memory circuits in it. Though there have been rumors of lingering traces of data in the past, I've been assured that it is minor.
Well, we can either go directly there and ask around. I'm honestly more of the mind of trying to search the scraps. Whatever we did, even if our bodies were repurposed, it's supposed to still have a few details in there.
That is worth pursuing.
I would agree.
Better than nothing.
I shall go.
Well,
Should we have a quick peek at yours, since yours, McGlary, is purportedly still in this station?
Sure. I'm very interested to see what use has been made of I mean, it was designed for fun after all. Not that I was using it for that, but
So are we going to go take a trip to the pleasure den?
yes.
I do believe that would be wise.
Okay. Now,
let's
just
go.
because it's a cylinder and it's a station, don't think it's small. This thing is a few kilometers in length. It's actually a few kilometers around. And because the type of cylinder it is, it's a coal habitat. So it's a big tube that spins and it tapers towards the end. So you end up with a gravity and you're walking along the inner skin of it. There even is a sky above you, though you're pretty sure it's projected through holograms, because otherwise you'd see the other side of the cylinder when you walked outside. The part you're going towards, though, is towards the where the spindle narrows at the ends. The gravity's a little lighter there, and a lot of times those with money don't like to stay out that far. All the central stuff's right there in the middle.
Oh, I do love these field trips out into the rougher areas, but oh goodness, let's get on with it.
And you go down to, I mean, you can tell when you're entering the rougher area. A lot of what you're seeing here are people who work in the at the shipyards. Either they're building ships or they're unloading cargo that comes in. It's a lot of the more blue collar workers that can't afford to stay in the center of the place. But there's also a serious criminal element as you're getting out here. As a matter of fact, you pass at least 6 synthmorphs that are obviously running some sort of narco algorithm because they're high as a kite. You can tell by their the way their bodies are moving. They're not seeing reality as you do at this point. But as you get deeper into it, you come upon, it's called Chester's House of Pleasure. Big neon letters outside. And because the artificial reality augments on you, there is no doubt about what is happening in this place because you're seeing looping, repeating images of all the acts of pleasure you could possibly have is stapled all over the front of the place in vivid, super HD graphical fidelity.
What's the cover charge to get in this place? Or is that not a thing on this station?
I mean, you're inside cognate space. It's CivicNet. It's based on your reputations, how much you've contributed. Though this far down, sometimes trade is done as well. Favors are done. Because a lot of places use the rep system. Currency's not often used or carried, though I will say Roger Larry probably has spare cash that he keeps of barterable
typically
value.
I typically do cover work expenses.
Would Sangre Exi recognize any of the individuals given her past connections?
It's been 90 days. You have, to be fair, the recycling of people and the criminal establishment inside of the planetary consortium space is rapid and brutal. So you haven't seen any that you would recognize. You'd be shocked if any survived 90 days in this place. Though this is a great time for me to point out one of the features of this game. Let me pull up my list here under the core concepts about your pools. You can use your flex pool to introduce an NPC to a scene that you may know. Or you can even use one to define a relationship to an NPC you just met. Those are the usage of flex pools, which is really handy. It allows you to shape a scene sometimes.
I would like to use one of the flex to create an NPC that would be someone I would know as a connection to my prior employment.
Okay. To your prior employment. Okay, so what you do is you go to your sheet, you'll click the flex button on your sheet and tell it introduce an NPC, so it spins one of your flex. The flex is on the top right under initiative on your sheet.
I'm looking there. Okay.
You click it and it lets you define an NPC that just lets you spin the point so it goes. Based on your past work, there is a guy you do recognize. He's leaned against the wall outside Chester's House of Pleasure. He's an old informant you had.
She's going to go and walk and approach. Hello.
Holy
I believe
shit.
we know
Sang.
each other.
Sang, is that you?
It is indeed.
Where the fuck you been?
I don't know.
Who's your friends? They looking pretty triff.
Well, I think we all have been missing. Do you have any knowledge of seeing me anywhere in the last, say, 90 days?
No, I haven't seen you in a while. That's why I was kind of shocked to see you here. I thought you'd finally got out and managed to get away from this hellhole. I'm still trying to scrounge up enough to get me a flight out of here. Just
Sanger.
Yes.
Sanger, ask him about the pleasure morph. Auburn hair, androgynous. Gender, I don't know right now.
Would you by chance know about a pleasure morph? The red hair. Anyone that looks like that is here?
I mean, I haven't been in a while, but why does that hang on. Oh shit, you must be talking about Red Sonja.
I assume. Where would we find this?
Chester's got a little thing going. Red Sonja is used for people who have those fantasies about, the old movies from Earth days, that like the barbarian women. So Red Sonja, he charges a premium for her to smack him around a bit, to, dominate him down and show him what barbarian really is.
I'm familiar with the practice.
I kind of look at Roglary, and does that remind the description of the pleasure pod he had?
It's not how I would have used it, and it's horribly low concept.
Where would we find this pleasure pod?
In Chester's.
Do you know where in Chester's?
I mean, one of the rooms in there, you'd have to talk to Chester when you go in there.
Understood. Thank you. Can you keep an eye out and contact me should you see anything or anyone that looks like myself or anything you would have seen me in?
No, of course. Still got your address on the mesh, so I'll send something if I see anything.
And if you hear of anything where I was involved in the last 90 days?
I mean, I can ask around, but
I can make that worth your while.
You were always good at not, sharing what you were doing. That was, part of what you did. But hey, I'll ask around. I'll see if, I know anybody. You say you're missing. I'll reach out to my ego nappers and see if any of them know anything about it.
Thank you. I can make this worth your while, information-wise. And I'm good for that.
Oh, you'd have to, because I can tell you now, if the ego nappers got you, I'm not going to mess with that. They're bad news.
We will mess with that. Just find the info, please.
I'll see what I can find out.
Thank you. And she'll turn and go back to look at him. Did you hear the information about where your pleasure pod is?
Yes, Sanger, and I presume that you are offering him my funds, unless, you're going to pull some scratch out of those digital pockets.
No, I'm going to offer him information. I tend to have a lot of it.
That is why we keep you on board, huh?
Yes.
All right.
Are we going inside?
Yes, let's all six of us go inside as a group and manhandle or ape-handle.
Is which Roger Leary's in his trying to see
that rank?
I'm pretty sure I started you off in your neo orangutan.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a neo orangutan, an octopus, a ghost. Some of you look human, right now at least, but you've got also an octopus and a neo orangutan going in. And when you go inside here, Chester's, the initial room you step into is bright fucking red. Like, make your eyes bleed red. And even the couches are red, the ceiling's red, the floor's red, everything's red. And there's a big desk there, and behind the desk is a man. He's got to be probably about 8 foot tall. This is some sort of weird custom morph, because he has 8 arms, all of them with oversized hands that seem to be constantly flexing. Welcome to Chester's. Oh, an interesting group. We do offer group rates.
Thank you, Chester.
What are the good things you may offer in this place?
Oh, if you can imagine it, we can offer it. It's just a matter of negotiating the price.
I believe one of our individuals may be interested in a red-haired female,
I mean, we have a few of those. Which one in particular?
one that looks like what would be an Earth-type barbarian.
Oh, Red Sonja. She's very expensive and in high demand.
I'm sure
much
he
are we-
may be able to negotiate.
How much are we talking about?
I mean, down here, let's just say I don't have much use for reps or rep, but if you got some Galaxy creds, I'll definitely take that.
Oh, Oof.
Can I roll black market to try and guess a good price?
Sure. I know that's one of your skills you have, so
Mm-hmm.
no black market, an 80 in it. Superior success. I mean, this is a Galaxy creds are normally, but they're not accepted by half the station. It's only for all the criminal shit. A lot of times it's for drugs, weapons, and other things that are less savory. But a good, fantasy can go from anywhere from 50 to 100 Galaxy creds, which will buy you a shitload of drugs. I mean, a shitload of drugs.
How many do you want?
I mean, what are you looking for? Is we going for the group rate? You all wanting to go in there? Group rate, I'll charge you. I mean, if you're going in a group, I got 6 of you, 30 a head.
I can stay behind because
I will
Got
not
it.
be needing those services. I can also stay behind.
I will
We
also
will
stay
also be
behind.
staying behind.
Oh, look, I don't know if I can, get it out of there by myself. Can I whisper to them? We're talking about it's in a
half the
barbarian
group.
shape.
I will tell you, as the game master for this, trying to get that morph out of here would probably result in a lot of bullets being fired. You may not see security, but there is going to be an awful lot in a pleasure den like this somewhere. Probably hidden behind these bright red walls that you can't really stare at for long.
If it walked in here, it could certainly walk back out. Could we get it outside somehow?
No, don't think that's possible. Why don't we just try and question it or run a quick scan on it?
I can attempt on this. I can also possibly interface with any records of this place, any video records of it when it this joined activities, if you are interested.
Okay, this is where you're going to have to get a little more dangerous here.
Yes,
You're going to have to hack into
I got
their
infosec,
system.
and I got spoof. Is that me disguising as something else?
Yeah, it's trying to spoof through. The easiest way is just to brute force. You get a -30 modifier, but it's quick. It can set off alarms, but it's fast. Otherwise, it can take a few hours to get a quiet, sneaky hack in.
Look at our orangutan friend. Would you be needing a few hours?
Are we in a hurry?
This depends on your activities.
We've all lost something. Shoot. Let me ask. I have a resources trait on my character, but If I look at that, it says I have, I think, 5 GP per week on item of any complexity. Is there any way that would translate to actual like purchases?
I mean, it could be. Normally, that would you could requisition it, depending. But if you want to, we will let you use one of them to get yourself in if you want.
Okay.
If you need
Just
it, I can also use either persuade or con artistry.
I could do effective persuasion as well. Actually,
While we are conferring upon this, I would like to take a little step closer to Chester, standing there. Good sir, may we ask of you a question?
Hey, of course, I'm in the business. I've got to answer questions. You have a question about the merchandise?
My dear friends are very particular in their taste, and this humanoid barbarian female, we wonder where you may have acquired such merchandise.
I actually picked that one up. It was on government auction. It was unclaimed, an unclaimed morph. So it was impounded for the storage fee from sitting there for so long. And so I picked it up, got it. I mean, I had to fight for it. It was a hell of a bidding war. You'd be amazed what a good pleasure pod's going for. That's why I got to charge so much for the services. You understand? I got to recoup the expenses.
You did not go into debt purchasing this.
I beat out 5 other pleasure houses for this.
And you made modifications once you had made this purchase?
Well, of course. We always, first we made sure we completely wiped it. We wanted to make sure that you're buying it from consortium government. You want to make sure nothing hidden in it, make sure their back doors are gone. So we wiped all the memory out of it. And then we added a couple of our own stuff. There's a few self-defense features in case the customers decide to break the rules. Yeah, we can't let them get anything for free. If they don't pay for certain activities, they don't get it. And then, of course, on top of that, we added, a few other things, pheromone sniffers of their own so that they can see what pheromones the others are putting off. Had to beef up her muscles a bit. She wasn't as big. But, pleasure bots are expensive. They're hard to get morphs sometimes.
We have heard this, yes.
That is my thoughts.
Did he say how long ago it was?
You can ask him.
How long ago was this, my friend?
We grabbed it after, I think I picked up 45 days. They did the normal 30-day hold, and then there was some argument about exactly who was going to get the fees for the unpaid storage fees holding the bot. And apparently consortium figured that out somehow, or security got involved. But either way, it did get picked up and sold by Cognite Security as unclaimed materials.
Can I check that whole transaction against a no administration check?
Sure.
Like see if the hold period and procedures are all typical.
Mr. Chester, was there any prior damage that you could see on this morph?
Oh, no, it was. I mean, when it wasn't being used, it was being stored in a biovat anyway, because it's biological in nature. We can't just leave it sitting there in a closet somewhere. So you keep them in a biovat, which keeps them healed up anyway of any minor damages they might have suffered. That's why buying the government auctions is so nice. If you buy the government auctions, they've been maintained.
Do you remember who at the government auction you would have transferred the money to or bought it from?
Cognite Security is the ones who handle all that. It's all official. I got papers on all of my morphs here. You can rest assured that I don't do anything shady to get my morphs, because that's a sure way to get your business shut down if they find out you're trafficking in black market morphs. It's almost as bad as being caught trafficking in egos. Stolen egos that's capital offense here.
Understood.
Certainly, you are an honorable person of business.
Well, of course I am. I'm just trying to make an honest living down here. I'm selling what people want. You may say that I'm a facilitator of the oldest profession, though I'll tell you, and he leans forward, really, it's the second oldest. The oldest is a politician, but you'll notice they both do the same thing to you.
I understand the
yes.
pun.
We're just honest about it. We charge up front.
Or in the back.
Well, I am sold, sir. Apologies for reading the whole Inquisition here, but I think I'm just gonna have to short on time and long on money.
It's just you? 50 credits.
Alrighty. How would that translate from, say, resources?
Just use one of your GP.
Okay, I'll spend 1 GP.
Yep, for the week.
And then Raj, as always, just flush with cash. I assume this is like a digital transaction.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
my crew, I hope y'all have a wonderful shore leave. I'm going to have a terrific evening. I assure each and every one of you. I will tell you all the details later.
Good. Enjoy yourself.
Reach out if you need anything.
If this is going to take a few hours, I think I will attempt at making sure this business financial records are up and up. See if is telling the truth on this auction, or maybe you acquired it some other way.
Just as a precaution, not that we need to know what you're doing, but maintain contact the whole time.
I assume we're having this conversation as we are leaving.
I assume you're not having it in front of Chester.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we're not.
just in case something untoward happens.
Now, I will remind the players, because you have a mesh and you also have a TACnet and VPN installed, you all can, in real time, see what each other sees if you want to share divisions and real time talk to each other without speaking. I mean, you've got direct communication with each other at all times. The VPN makes it a little harder for you to be hacked. But I will point out it is possible.
Do we have the ability to shut it off?
Yes. You can close your connections. If you don't want to see what Raj is going to do, you can 100% turn that off.
No, if we don't want them to see what we're doing.
You can do that too.
Okay.
While Raj is going by that, I do not want to assume any side. We should continue investigating by other venues, don't we all agree?
Yes.
Yes,
But in the meanwhile,
I do.
Agreed, but in the meanwhile, would you like me to check the log, the checkbooks?
Perhaps that's a good way.
So I can do
You
this
may
while
find something.
I can do this while walking around.
Oh,
and-
yeah. You can walk and hack.
Would the NPC that I have still be around, or has it left?
Oh, he's wandered off. And when you come back
Okay.
out, he's gone. He may be going to check his contacts somewhere.
Okay.
Fork nappers aren't known for answering phone calls.
So, for this amount of time, would I? Can I do so? It's spoof, since I guess we are taking our time.
Yeah, you can take your time doing it. That's going to be, let me find the thing here. It's going to be a hacking test, which is InfoSec.
Yeah.
And because you're doing it slower, you don't have to take a 30 penalty to it. So you can just roll InfoSec.
Okay. And I'll put my specialty in it. I guess I'll go in as typical security update check.
Okay. You're going to spoof as a security check on the process. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Go ahead
like,
and roll.
It's disguising as it's like the program's already on one. All right.
while you're rolling that, Raj, you go back there. You're told to just go down. It's room 6. Scan your ID as you go in. Which, since you're in a biopod, you just have to put your hand against it and it'll detect you. And when you go in there, they've made definite modifications to your morph. She did not have all these muscles.
I can't tell that it is my morph.
No, not really. It looks,
No,
I mean,
okay.
the facial structure's close, looks right, except the sheer amount of muscles that have been put on it. And it also, the chainmail bikini is quite a touch, actually. You would imagine it chafes a bit, too.
Oh, goodness. He kind of like picks himself up, just tries to stand up as straight as he can. He's an orangutan, but he's like, don't let her see you acting disappointed in how this thing's been treating.
And rather than going to, are you planning to ask her questions?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. We'll do that before we get into, so we don't go into details about, her making you grovel because you're in the Barbarian Fantasy Suite.
Oof.
What questions do you have?
Ooh, Red Sonia.
Yeah, that's me. You look kind of puny, but it's okay.
Oh, please, come on. It's a primate morph. You can't, and he like does not buy into what she's supposed to be doing. It's a primate morph, please. It's plenty large. All right. I do not like to be intimate with anybody whose name I do not know.
I'm Sonia.
Drop the kayfabe one moment and then we'll resume, please.
I am Sonia.
This is.
Give me a, let's see, what can we roll for this one?
Let's see.
How about no physiology? I like that one. Give me a no physiology roll.
No physiology. Wait, where did I roll that from?
If you have it, let me see. If you don't
sure.
have that, let me see what you have.
I don't think that's something I have assigned.
Let me see if you have one that maybe will work for it, because there's a chance you can figure this out with this one. Oh, there's one. No performance. That would work.
Okay. I think I can buy that. I want to do no performance, and you haven't named what I'm going for, but I think I would probably try to go for seeing if this is either an individual or an AI inhabiting the morph. Let's try that.
A success on that. The way it responded when you did cut the KoFi, you're pretty sure this is a pleasure artificial limited intelligence. It is not a fully cognizant AI. It is designed solely for the purpose of doing this fantasy.
Okay. All right, Red Sonia. I don't know what to ask of these pleasure bots. Tell me your life story. What's your favorite book? I don't know.
You're going to kneel, and then we're going to flash over to Finn. We'll stop right there. Finn, you got a superior success as you're checking the financial records. You did some cross-indexing. You actually looked, first you looked at the public records and found the sale of the morph, because that would be a public record. And then you use that information to go back further along that financial trail. And it looks like it's been above board. It was a proper purchase. It wasn't done with credits. It was actually purchased in community service hours, 400 hours of community service, and or 600 hours if the individual is going to assign a fork to it on consortium projects.
Interesting. Well, it seems to be above board. He was truthful in his
I will point out you are
dealings.
on a hyper-capitalist station. You're surprised that 30 days was all they gave that morph before somebody reclaimed it. This is capitalism at 11.
Quite surprising.
Does it only bother me that everything seems in order?
No, it doesn't just bother you. Everything about this is strange.
Indeed.
While both Fan and Roglery are doing the research, why don't we try and find Sangaryax's morph that went destroyed?
I would like to know that information as well.
You would have to contact Cognite Security. Actually, most likely you'd have to go through the consortium Navy because they'd be the ones that would be taking actions against anarchist, well, as it was labeled, anarchist scum.
Would
Well,
she still have contacts?
Not with the Navy, though. You could do a research test. I'd let you roll a research test if you wanted to research. The general time the morph was reported destroyed to see if there was any articles in the mesh about actions being taken by the Navy at that point.
I can do that.
Yep.
May I assist?
Yep, you can assist it. And by doing an assist, let's see, I'm trying to see if there's a teamwork bonus noted in here. I don't think there is. So what you can just do is give yourself a plus 10 modifier by hitting the difficulty modifier in the top right. You can just hit the drop down there and change it to slightly easy. It gives you a 10 bonus multiplier.
Do we roll as well, or just
no, just them. If you want to do your own search, you can, though. You can do a separate search if you want.
I will.
Mesh is a wonderful thing.
Crap.
You can
Same
find
thing,
anything.
slightly easy.
Slightly easy, yep.
I changed it to that.
And you still failed yours. Ooh, superior success times 2. So you get even additional detail. There is an article about the Navy's valiant defense of Mars. Apparently, there was some Barsunian rebels broke into a ship, stole one of the ore freighters, and was planning to ram it into the space elevator. And the Navy sent a boarding crew in, and they managed to save the ore and the ship. But none of the people on it survived, and there were casualties. One of them, you assume, was Sang's Fury Morph.
I would think that would mean they would have data regarding that morph there.
I can look into that.
Can we? Thank you.
Seems a little clean, doesn't it? Just like everything else.
The pattern. So would that be another infosec, or would that be an interface?
You can do another infosec on that.
Okay.
Getting access to Cognite Security is a little difficult, so yes, it'd be infosec.
Okay. If we have time again, I guess I can do spoof again.
Okay, you've got a little time.
All right. This is a normal success.
Let's see what you rolled. Your connection, you get a connection to it, to the databases, and then your connection is immediately severed. You're pretty sure you've triggered an alarm. Your attempt was noticed.
It seems like my attempt to hack into it was noticed.
Perhaps that's not a good thing.
No.
I would assume it is not.
Very much.
No,
Not
you're
true.
wrong.
maybe
Well,
we should extricate from this place.
while you were all standing around talking, I need to slip off for a little bit. Are we still near the spaceport ship workers?
Yep.
I would like to spend a moment being an isolationist away from everybody else, and just look around for any ships that have come in from Better Than Vacuum.
Most of what seems to be coming in as you've walked away, a lot of ore transports, raw materials, especially in these days with the ability to 3D print pretty much over almost anything, uses up lots of raw materials, of various types. A lot of ice freighters, that's a big one that comes through. And as a space station, you kind of, water's a problem too. Water is one of the things you don't really print. It's cheaper and easier just to ship in large freighters of ice that you get from comets at the outer system or from the Oort cloud and bring them in. Takes a while, but Better Than Vacuum, no. You ask anybody about it?
Yeah. Will we spend a flex to create an NPC for that?
If you want to create one that you think would really be able to help you.
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Okay. Oh man, Better Than Flex. You're talking with the Dockmaster you found in there. Or Better Than Vacuum. Better Than Vacuum. I know that ship. That's a scum swarm. It's one of those amalgams of like they've lashed like 20 ships together. And it's one giant fucking party. Nah, they wouldn't dock here. Hell, they don't even send us anything because they're a bunch of damn locusts. They just fly a set pattern. And, as they do flybys, they send all kinds of shuttles over. A lot of illegal drugs comes in through them. But they're past their flyby now. So thankfully, we won't have to deal with those shitheads for another, I don't know, trying to think their orbit, probably another year before.
Or the Reavers come back.
Before they come back and do it all over again. It's real popular, though, as they come through, because a whole bunch of people go over there and party for the week and then come back before they leave range. It is one giant party over there, I'm telling you.
Do you remember any particular people that had come back from there? And I need to talk to them.
No, most of them go over there, do it through the ego cast in.
No, they don't physically go and come back.
No, they there's that whole worry about, if you take your shuttle over there, you might not get your shuttle back. It's a scum swarm. They're not exactly keen on personal property.
Yeah. Okay.
If it's not in your hands, sometimes they don't consider it yours anymore. It's theirs. It's communal property. I'm telling you, it is weird. I don't even know how they manage to survive.
How do they feel about people's sleeves? Are they still considered their property if they happen to like it?
I mean, if you're in it, you're fine. They do take a dim view of Forknap, and that's good. They don't normally, nobody go visit them if you get, your ego stolen every time you go in there and they making illegal copies. But other than that, I mean, if you're not using it, it's fair game.
All right. Well, one last thing. You haven't heard anything unusual happening over there lately, have you? I mean, it's all been the same.
They don't really communicate as much, but I'm sure it's still one big ass party.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time.
And as Talfrin leaves the dock area, I think right here is a good time to go to break. We're going to go to break. We will be back in 10 minutes. Please enjoy the break where you'll actually get to see backstories and information about what morphs each player has. So please enjoy. And welcome back, everybody. Before the break, the crew of this starship, this motley crew, I like that one. The motley crew here, they woke up to find that they had been restored from a 3-month-old backup with holes in their memory. Not only, they have nothing from the 3 months, but memories prior to that also had holes in it. Their morphs confiscated, resold, destroyed all, but one of them for sure has destroyed the others. Some of them are missing. Caddis is out in the outer system over towards Titan, of all places. And the only lead they've gotten so far is better than Vacuum, which is now Talfrin has found out is a scum swarm, which is a group of ships all lashed together, makeshift, that flies around doing, partying all the fucking time. Raj has found out that his morph has been put into the pleasure house, Chester's pleasure house, and is currently performing Red Sonja fetishes for people. But as has been pointed out, it's a very clean lack of clues here. And as we open up, Raj, you've exited the pleasure den. With your fur is a little more mussed than it was. And Tal, you've come back from the docks. Where did Finn go after his failed hacking attempt? You're muted. You pulled a bin.
There we go. I pulled the Maddox.
No, it's pulling a bin, trust me.
All right. I've only seen. Anyway, they will alert. I was spotted in my attempt.
How spotted?
I was pinged.
That is unfortunate.
Yes, I recommend whatever we do at a little bit more haste. I haven't gotten anything further.
Did they identify you all the way to you? Or just
I did have a mask in my
okay.
And you have
attempt,
not felt
but
any additional pings. Nobody's pinged your firewall yet, so.
nothing has gone through my firewall just yet.
Good. Okay.
I recommend what we do, we put a little more haste to.
No, I agree. I did find out something when I was taking a walk. The station we were going to, Better Than Vacuum, it's a scum swarm installation, apparently. It's a big party most of the time. Couldn't find out anything more. There didn't seem to be any unusual events that happened in the last 90 days. But we might want to head that way. I'm not sure we want to go the same way as we went last time. We might want to go in our bodies this time.
Great.
Although I'm not sure how long it would take to get there.
We'll
Ask
see
the
how.
ship. It can tell you how long it takes to get there.
Hey, MC Squared, how long would it take for us to get to Better Than Vacuum?
Hang on, let me. Astrological data says, we can get there in 2 days. We move a lot faster than that slow barge. What do they got? What do they got on that thing? Ion thrusters, and it laughs. Oh, sorry, spaceship humor.
I get it.
I get it.
Oh, we did get Raj back, right?
Yes.
Raj has just joined up. Like, goodness, I need a bath, religious services.
Are you injured?
No, not physically, but spiritually. I'm not sure exactly that entire performance was legal.
Well, according to my research, it was completely legal.
I'm not talking about the transaction, Fen. I'm not talking about that.
Almost too legal, one could say.
Yeah, I could use a bath. Heat up the water.
I will make sure that the bath is nice and steamy like you like it. Are you coming aboard, sir?
All of us.
True.
Yes.
Yes.
And C squared.
Yes.
By the way, the last 90 days while we were missing, have you gone anywhere or done anything?
No, I've been bored sitting here. Oh, I did spend a little time talking to some of the other ships. They're not very good conversationalists.
And I take it that our docking fees were paid while we were gone?
Well, yes, Mr. Gansky prepaid for 6 months.
And what about the other 3 then? We were gone for 9.
No, you were gone for 90
3.
days.
Never. Sorry, Green. Okay.
You know, if we leave now, we'll really piss them off because they have to refund the unused portion of the docking fees, and they hate giving money back.
I think we should do that then, just for jollies.
Did I say why I was prepaying?
Now, you didn't tell me. I'm just the ship. I'm the hired help.
So basically, he prepaid. We left with no weapons.
Oh, you couldn't ego cast with a weapon. They can't transport that. They can only send your mind that way.
And no
I did
other
wonder why
record.
you didn't send a fork and stay here and just let your forks handle it and then come back with the job. You've done that in the past. Thought it was odd you sent your whole memory there.
Why would we do that?
Must be part of the contract that we were agreed to.
Did
Maybe we
agree
saw
to it?
no further risk.
I would comment why you might do that, but most of my knowledge of my time as biological life has been pruned to make room for the rest of the starship functions.
Did we do it consensually? Were we forced to go?
You didn't seem to be under duress. We do have code words for that.
None were used, right?
None that are in my database.
No
Is this
duress
a new
codes?
thing? Could you have come up with a new code and didn't tell me?
Has there ever been a time where we have gone with our entire memory before?
Not normally. Unfortunately, there's large sections of my memory that you all have closed off to me as classified. I think you explained it that they're not supposed to be able to find it if somebody hacked my systems.
Would we be able to access it?
Now, that is a good question.
M squared.
Yes?
May we ask you a question?
Well, of course, I'm here to serve. That's why Mohel put me in here.
Very good. We are very pleased. And we hope that perhaps this might give us some information. The last that we were here in our entirety conscious, that you spoke with us, all 6 of us. What were we like? Our mood, our demeanor. Do you recall?
Strangely, I don't. 1 second, please.
You think you can determine
Calculating.
whether he's been...
No, I don't. That does not seem to be in my databanks for some reason.
Does it seem to be something that's been missing or made to be missing recently?
Let me check my access logs. No unauthorized access in the past 90 days.
How do you know?
Authorized access.
No access at all other than routine ship communications and docking communication to inform the station that we were going to continue to be docked here.
Is there any video recording of us during the last moments we were here?
Checking. I have some video of you, but the audio is not present.
May we see the video, please?
Of course. And it's transmitted directly to your to your mesh inserts, and it shows you coming on the ship, storing all your weapons, putting all your personal gear, your armor, everything that is that you wouldn't want to leave behind on a morph that would just be sitting in a storage area. You put it all back on your ship, all your personal gear. The audio doesn't show anything, though. Let's see what people could roll for that.
Perceive, maybe?
Perceive. I'll let you roll perceive. Kinest or kinest. I can't say it. Kinesics.
Kinesics.
Kinesics. That's a good one because that's body language study, and that would let you know if your body language is wrong.
Oh, I'm good at that.
I'd like
I'm
to
good
roll
at
that.
Perceive.
I'm
Perceive
gonna roll
work?
perceive.
I'm
I'm
rolling
gonna
that
take.
kinetics.
No.
I'm gonna take
that's
a kinesics roll.
Okay,
That would
kinesics.
kinesis.
Any modifiers?
No modifiers. You would recognize your own, so I'm not going to penalize you. Normally, it's very difficult to judge based on body language, but it's your bodies.
Not necessarily, Shanky.
Yeah, I know. Some
It's the whole
people
point of
aren't
the
that
game.
good at it. Let's see. Failure for there.
I have
Oh.
a success.
Got a success from Finn. Critical failure for Tal. Wow. Yeah, apparently you don't know yours. Critical failure. Nope, it looks just like you, moves just like you the whole time. Saying you got a superior success, not bad. Caldath, critical success. Nice. Caldath, it's very close to you, but you don't generally you don't prefer to use only 2 of your 8 tentacles. You generally, because they're yours, you can generally use all of them at once when you're storing things. But in this video, you're using only 2 of them to put away your equipment.
Nope. No,
Know what?
all of this is wrong.
Will do me.
You have all known us long enough. We use all of our arms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here, that one only uses 2.
Then
Perhaps
if that is not you, then what was sent back here is a copy, and the original is still elsewhere.
if there was a copy, it would be like a fork. It would be using all of your appendages. This one is
It
not.
would be
This is a different.
ourselves.
This is a different.
Be you, but
persona.
another you.
Cadeth, are you suggesting my memory has been altered?
We are suggesting it.
This is
Somehow.
most distressing. I'm going to have to perform additional checks because my memory should not be altered.
Would you like any assistance in that? Another pair of eyes, so to speak.
Of course.
Now, Sang got a success, not a critical success, but a success. I believe. Would I see anything?
It also doesn't, for it to be your fury, it doesn't have the grace it should have had. Furies are built for combat, which means they move like a predator, almost like a cat poised to strike prey. And your body was not doing that when you were in this video.
I also agree. That is not me.
Now, for everyone who didn't get a critical failure, now that it's been pointed out, there's little things that suggest to you that this is not right. It's not moving like it should. Tal, you're convinced that is you.
Yeah, that's me. I mean, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. So why am I different?
And whoever maybe inhabited your morph must have studied your physicality, or was not too dissimilar to.
No, I'm a normal human. There's nothing special about me that would get missed by someone trying to masquerade as me.
Perhaps that was you then.
Could have been.
what I as we get to the ship, I would like to give a proper look at all the engines. Fan, you do the scan, I assume.
I will attempt to assist our ship on scan. So these are scans.
What are
I
you
do have
looking for? If you're trying to check the memory, that would be an infosec when you get on your ship.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and actually do a hardware electronics.
That's a good one to use.
I kind of want to see if there's anything that's not supposed to be in the ship there, like a bug or things like that.
When you get on your ship, the air is a little stale because it just got turned back on. It had been running with no life support, didn't need it. Everything appears to be in order, though. There's no dust in the ship because, well, with everything turned off, nobody's in it. There's no dust to accumulate. I would appreciate the help, Finn, if you want to help me scan my memory. I don't trust my own.
I do have interface which has scan in it for my specialty.
Okay.
I don't know, but you said infosec.
Yeah, infosec would work best if you're trying to see if it was hacked.
Okay, so it would be sniff.
No, sniffing is sniffing traffic that is going like wireless traffic.
I only have brute force
just be a straight
spoof, so
infosec.
Straight roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hardware electronics.
Standard success.
Ooh.
Let me roll something on my side. Checking the hardware electronics, I'll give Moho first. Everything seems to be in order. The chips haven't been tampered with too much, but the engines seem to be in good shape. You're not throwing any errors, even with your test kit, which would bypass what the computer displays. The actual test kits would get it directly. You don't show anything. Finn, you do see, you're not positive, but there does appear to be some odd gaps in the access logs. Whoever did it was very good.
Seems to we have done.
It happened based on the logs. It actually happened 62 days ago.
About 62 days ago, it seems like someone with experience in hacking did in fact hack our ship. So it happened.
Can you tell if perhaps the ship was accessed, infiltrated through the normal ship-to-ship communications channel, that you wouldn't be expecting an attack vector from that way, and maybe have something like an advanced persistent threat installed and left behind to keep covering tracks?
I can tell you for certain that there's no physical change in the ship, so it has to be an info type of data attack.
Janky, was there anything else?
Nothing else that you could find in there, but that was just looking for a penetration of it. Now that you know it happened, you can go and do a deeper dive.
I would like to do that.
It's going to take a little bit of time, but
we do it. We do have time, but I can research this further.
M
but
squared
we do have time.
Looks just like Moe, by the way. Looks just like him, hat and everything. I don't want to alarm you all, but there is a group of Cognite security who's just entered the docking area.
I believe we should leave this area
Good idea.
rather quickly.
Beans. Brute force, show of hands, go now.
Yeah, but try not to set any alarms on the way out.
I will make sure. I can switch my
initiate undock procedures. and request us a clearance lane.
And if it's going to take us a couple of days to get there, that gives you time for that deep dive you wanted.
Yes, but if we would like to move out without anyone noticing, I think I would focus on that first. But yes,
Yeah.
on our way there, we can.
Well, you've got 2 days. So with 2 days, you can, when you go to roll your infosec, you'll see where you have a thing for take time. You can move it 3 notches to the right for take time. See, because you've got time to really do a thorough check.
Oh, okay.
That'll give you plus 30 to your roll, which exceeds 100%, which means you only fail on a 0-0 at that point.
Okay, so this would be straight roll, right? Not specials. All right.
MC squared, do you have a list or a log or a record of the ships that were around this ship while it was docked? Docking logs.
There's a large number of logs. I can hand them to you, but Paradise is a busy station, so you're going to find a large number of systems that connected. Unfortunately, my mesh was also active looking for the return of you all, so they could have also come in through my mesh connections. As Finn, the ship managed to undock, though you can see from the docking port the Cognite security at the port as you were leaving. Apparently, they didn't call ahead to have your ship stopped. They probably didn't know for sure it was you. About 6 hours after you leave, Finn, you find something. There's an adaptive program running. It's actually hidden in an odd place. It's hidden in the your virtual reality subroutine programs for your when you're trying to pass the time flying through space. But it appears to be a virus of some kind that's lurking in there. It's adaptive because you would find it and it would move. And then you'd find it again and it would move again. But you think you finally got it cornered where you can get rid of it.
I think I identified the problem. There has been an adapted virus in our reality simulation decks.
Is there a way to identify the type of virus or where it could have come from?
I will tell you now, something like this, there's only 2 places you can get something like this. One would be Titan technology. You're pretty sure it's not because you all have been destroyed already. The other one, that's consortium intelligence level shit.
Would Sang recognize it? The item, I mean, the actual virus itself?
You've heard rumors that they have programs that they can leave behind as a backdoor for later or to use as a monitoring thread.
Would it have been something she herself would have left?
No. Whoever did this, the fact it was moving as fast as Finn could find it, this person is, you would suggest either a master biohacker or just a straight up another artificial general intelligence like Finn, a digital entity made this. This takes knowledge that is not standard.
Shinky, on mine, it says start task. I'm not sure that. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I pulled a bin. You don't have to worry about the start task. That's if we're tracking the task. If there's a time frame you have to finish it by, I wouldn't worry about that.
Okay, good enough.
Yep. Well, we've solved that problem. I guess we are off to better than vacuum. Strange name for a spaceship, if you tell me. Are we sure it's better than vacuum?
No idea. I heard it's a party place, though.
So this virus completely rewrote memories. You cannot recover any more data from it.
No,
it's gone.
if you leave it there, even though you've got it cornered, you might want to purge it because you don't know how long it'll stay cornered.
Right.
You can already tell that it's trying to break free of the isolation you've locked it into.
I unfortunately would have to purge this.
Would there be any way to do any research on it to try to identify anything that would lead back to a person, like a creator or the maker of it?
I can.
I mean, is that worth it to do a research role on that?
I think it's best that we get rid of it, lest it stays in the system.
I believe it is more of a hindrance at this point, and I do not know if I'll be able to capture it again, and how much more damage it would go into other systems.
Understood.
Unfortunately, we will have to cover more data elsewhere.
I, however, am quite sure of who made this.
Who do you think?
Well, who else is responsible for making our auctioned bodies morphs away and suspiciously kept everything so clean we couldn't find a single trace of it. And as soon as we hit them in our investigation, not only pinged Fen, but were there at the docks.
We have a question. For the crew, generally, what does this nameless enemy gain by all of this effort when they clearly have the power to get rid of all of us and could have done so permanently?
Well, I can think of several different scenarios. We were not affiliated with any one group as a whole, and using us as independent contractors can basically deny any wrongdoings that we might have done that under our contract.
Define affiliate.
Oh, we all come from different backgrounds and origins. But as a group, we would try to at least remain independent from at least loyal to our jobs.
The only question that stays in my mind, though, is why didn't they finish the job and erase us completely?
One does
That
not
is my
get rid of something that one would need.
So do you suspect that they would want to use us again for something?
It is possible.
It could be if indeed he had paid for 90 days and we came back in 60. Perhaps we were not supposed to be awake this early. Maybe the intent was to use us again for the remainder of the 30 days.
Or maybe we discovered something that was so terrible in their eyes that they purged everything and just left us there. Maybe to not find any answers and move on with our lives and try not to investigate any further.
But, Mohel, if so, why send away our other morphs? I can buy another body. Why is mine been sold off and I'm still here?
Because possibly there was evidence on my morph to be destroyed and your morph.
Perhaps.
And that is why some evidence left on it, in it, something of that nature.
Let's not forget what Keref did point out. Even the very memory of her ship was tampered with. something absolutely was done to make us forget and not investigate, even if we woke up. Because if all of us are not thinking about this, we didn't back up in 90 days. What was the reason for us to back up?
M squared goes, I do suggest that you configure yourselves to back up here, possibly during your rest cycle to do a daily backup onto the ship this time. That way you have backups here instead of somewhere else.
How secure are the local backups?
As standard, the local backups are not connected to the mesh at all. They are kept as an isolated system. I believe the term was air-gapped.
Why would we have not done that before?
That is a curious question that I can't answer. I don't know what you did.
Is there a possibility that our backups are stored in ship's memory, but you simply were made to forget about it?
I show a record of you all clearing the backups before you leave, but if my memory's been tampered with, I'm not sure I can trust my memory.
And I believe you indicated there was part of your memory that we specifically blocked off. Could we have blocked it off intentionally to block what could have happened?
It is possible. Would you like me to pull those files up now?
As long as the possibility of these things that we blocked off cannot be traced or found by the others.
Can you do a security sweep to make sure there is no virus within where we told you to block off?
I did run a full sweep during our voyage. This is what the one virus is what I found.
So if we unblock, there should not be a virus in that portion, correct?
I have destroyed it.
What does everyone else think? Do we agree to unblock that portion in which we blocked?
I'm gonna utilize my trait storyteller. That's called common sense.
Okay. You've purged the virus. Tip from the storyteller on this one. If the virus is gone and the system itself was not allowed to access it, there's a good chance that it's intact because the virus infected the ship's artificial intelligence, which means sections it couldn't get to, this virus wouldn't be able to get to either.
If M square was not allowed in those archives, I doubt whatever AI was hacking this place could get to them.
It would seem reasonable that if something was blocked off to that extent, that it would be important enough for the ship itself not to know. I would think it would be wise to unblock it to see what we may have ourselves chosen not to let the ship see.
Yes.
No. I agree.
Yeah.
Do we all agree?
We agree.
Do it.
M squared makes an elaborate gesture of, looks like he pulls a scroll out of his waist that came from nowhere, and he unfurls it. And when he unfurls it, all it shows is a blinking prompt. Password, please. Can you see it? The security protocols you put in, I only see a blank spot where this file is. So I am completely locked from knowing anything about it. Do you see the file?
I see where we are to enter a password.
It's encrypted.
Which means
Finn, do you normally
it
set
is,
the passwords?
Yes. But of course I do not have it with me, so I would have to encrypt my own encryption. Decrypt.
What password might you use?
I will pull up these files and show you these files here. I can't see them. And he pulls out another thing. And Finn, you're an infomorph natively. What you're seeing at first, it does look like garbage, but then you realize it is encrypted. Unfortunately, you have a strong suspicion that it's quantum encrypted.
Not my work.
Which means it's pretty much unhackable. The only thing that is not quantum encrypted is it says hint, password hint section, the origin. That's all it says.
Origin.
How many letters is the password?
Do not know. Origin. If it is
Sure.
personal of mine, but it cannot be personal. If it is something else, quantum origin, would they be referring to Earth?
Perhaps.
Hmm.
But
Well-
what's the risk of us endlessly trying passwords and damaging our...
And on a quantum level, it's unknowable.
Well,
Did you say quantum level?
Yes, you have quantum locks on yours.
Damn, I didn't know you were high shit like that. You know what
I-
kind of computing resources it takes to encrypt shit at a quantum level? You've been hiding
Something-
one of those on this ship?
Something of an even more higher intelligence, perhaps, than even I.
Then wait. If the only person who can encrypt is you, and yet what encrypted has skills above your ability, was that really you that encrypted? We already have, knowing it is not me, that came back on the ship, and not our eight-legged friend that came back on this ship. Could it also be not you, and something took your morph and in turn encrypted in a way not even you could get back in?
It's very much a possibility.
I honestly think that we are going into a loop of asking questions. We need more.
We
to
need more
define any
evidence.
conclusion.
We need more data. But I can't input that password. But knowing the risks are unknowable, I do not suggest it, but as a team, I will, if it is all agreed upon. That is, well, the hint was origin. The only origins that I can surmise at the moment is origins of us all, and is the dead planet of Earth.
Is there an indication of how many attempts you get?
No.
Finn, can we yell at it until something works?
We can attempt, but I don't know the reaction.
No
Perhaps
yelling,
Would-
please.
What particular level of individual would have that quantum ability? How high, and where would you find someone like that?
I put something for you, Finn, in Zoom
Yeah.
chat.
That would take a quantum computer itself, which is enormously expensive. I'm not saying it is undoable, but it takes something that's beyond even our celebrity friend here can afford, far beyond.
Would we know where one is located that we could sneak to get to it and access?
I believe something of that power cannot be easily snuck in upon, as you say.
However, it is possible, as
There is,
equally possible as the lock you have on that machine. But it happened.
it did.
I will point out, even with a quantum computer, to break the encryption manually, my math processor says would take 4.2 million years.
We do not have that much time.
It's not a suitable
Well,
amount of
you
time.
are immortal as long as you can keep restoring your backups and replacing your bodies, but I do agree that is an excessively long time.
We would like to present to the crew something else to consider. It seems to me illogical that whoever, whatever has done this to us did not consider all the variables, and that waking up as we have done, finding things that are incorrect, things missing, things that do not add up. It does not seem logical to me that they would not have considered this. And I believe that we all should consider that this is what they intend.
Agreed. So you're thinking we should focus more on locating the individuals than this particular lockout.
We are uncertain what the correct direction should be, but we think that we all should be cautious. Whatever it was that we knew of before has caused consternation. And further consternation happens. This password hint origin, we don't like it.
Well,
We don't like it.
if we are about to be practical here, Roglary,
Yes.
you are familiar with bodies and things like that, I assume.
Sure. In what sense you mean? I don't know, but in a broad sense, yeah.
Is better than vacuum place. We are about to head in. That's an hedonistic place. Can you do some prep work for us? Guarantee that we're not about to be singled out and hit in the place.
In what regard? Targeted for crime, or are you saying you don't want to partake? Because I don't know exactly what the standards are in this venue.
It depends. Are we about to go there to investigate or to partake into the party?
I don't know if I would know that.
Your memory is oddly hazy. You know you've been to a scum sword before, and you know
yeah,
you had
plenty.
fun, but that's all you can remember from your memories.
Well, let's get to the heart of the question. You are saying that you'd like to go in there to do business and not get caught up in any extracurriculars, Mohel?
Yes.
Correct.
Well, I can't speak for taste without knowing everybody involved. I could tell you to bring any number of bodies or dress into the venue, but however anybody reacts is how they react. Art is subjective above all things.
Is there anything that we should perhaps do
Kadeth,
to better investigate there?
your muse speaks up. Your muse doesn't like to talk often, but in this case, it does speak up. My database shows that the scumflatas that go through the systems, they do value individual freedom enough that they're not known for pushing people to do what they choose not to do. That would be a violation of your own individual freedom and your decision to consent to the party that's occurring. I am sorry, Kadeth. I am also experiencing memory loss of this time. I am sorry to interrupt your discussions with your friends. I will resume quiet mode.
before you go,
Yes.
you experience disruptions. Is there anything else you experience? Any other observations?
Well, I can't read your memories. I do have glaring holes in mine. Entire sections of the database is gone. I've lost all time indexes on all entries across all of my files. It is a bit upsetting, and I'm going to endeavor to try to adjust to that to make sure I can see to your needs as required.
You do very well, Atal. If, as you are adjusting, anything comes to your mind, do let me know.
Of course, that's what I'm here for. Now, Cowdeath didn't speak out loud for any of this because this was done straight through the Muse interface. So, and the Muse did not talk to everybody else because it's Cowdeath's Muse.
We sort of say to the group, pardon, our Muse is experiencing memory loss, holes, gaping wounds. But they have told us that the party respects consent and individual freedom.
Excellent.
So we may take this into account.
Interesting.
May I access my Cassie code?
Yep,
Muse?
your Muse is always there.
Cassie,
Yes?
are you experiencing any particular memory loss in the last 90 days?
I'm afraid to tell you that my databases are damaged. I've lost timestamps. Memories are now a jumble with no timestamp. I can't index when event occurred. It is causing a problem with synchronicity and chronological adjustments.
You are familiar with me. You are familiar with my behaviors and the way that I maneuver. In any of the particular events, chronological or not, are you able to decipher any abnormalities in behavior or speech patterns?
I'm checking, sorting them. No, I don't see any, but there are holes, especially recent holes. The damage seems to have occurred within the past 3 years.
3 years, not 90 days.
That is correct. It is a bit upsetting because it's going to make it difficult for me to anticipate your needs. It's almost like I have to relearn how to perform my duties.
I will assist. I have an instruction manual that I have created. I will be glad to provide this to you.
And just transfer it over to me and I will go through it again.
Thank you.
I do apologize for the inconvenience.
No apology needed. Apparently, many of us are missing chunks of memory. It does not seem abnormal in this situation. Thank you.
If no one else has any idea, we have 2 days of travel ahead of us.
I would like to take a look at my quarters or areas, perhaps go from room to room to try to see if there's anything out of place or abnormal. Perhaps using danger sense or good instinct, something of that
Now,
nature.
this is a
I
transport
get a
ship.
trigger.
I'm going to say it wasn't built for comfort, so you don't have big elaborate quarters.
Mhm.
Most of the place is either spent for not even really cargo because you're not a cargo ship. There's a few places where you can do personnel movements for paid passengers. There's a number of storage areas for smaller pieces of goods. There are even some hidden places because you don't know what you smuggled, but you know you've smuggled before.
Would situational awareness help to be able to identify those locations or anything in a room that would be out of place?
The problem is the missing chunks of your memory make it hard to remember what was supposed to be in it.
Would I have left notes anywhere, or would any of us?
In this age of digital everything, where your
Yeah.
mind remembers almost everything that's written to it, not really.
Mm.
Everything's digital
I-
these days.
Can I perhaps roll no tactics to try and identify any type of masking tactic of making this place too nice for us to notice?
Now, sure, I'll let you roll that. I'll let you roll anything you want.
Let's see if I can find something.
Yeah, I like to allow people to roll.
Wow.
Critical success. The ship, I mean, exceptionally clean. Then again, the AI does tend to operate the cleaning bots constantly. You even have a laundry bot that makes sure that your smart clothing is properly cleaned and recharged as necessary. So everything seems to be completely in order. Though with a critical success, I like to reward that. From a tactical standpoint, this would be a very good way if somebody wanted to make you paranoid and keep you off your game. They couldn't engineer a better setup than this. Dangle just enough clues in front of you to keep you second guessing yourself and everything around you.
Yeah. So after some investigation, Mohol goes to the group and says, instead of endlessly trying to do things, we should get ahead and try things to protect ourselves and keep on the mission. If someone indeed went ahead of us and destroyed our memories and the ship's memories, and then put everything back together neatly, there's only one reason for that. They want us to not find anything, and are using our paranoia as a weapon for that.
It sounds like a distraction.
Exactly.
Or chest.
If we are in a test, keeping ourselves busy this whole time, trying to find a needle in a haystack, is not going to find anything for us.
What if we ignored the fact we have memory loss and continued with our purpose?
Try and find what happened, try and find our bodies, try and find who did this to us.
Using our current faculties.
You know, Ben, if assuming we could get permission from everyone to allow you access, do you think you could compare all of our memory, all of our logs, all of our data, and see if there's any common spots in that data that seems to have been subject to the hacking? And
I will tell you a
Safe.
story as game master here. You could take a backup of your egos into the isolated system, and then Finn could examine those backups to compare the backups of the mind, to compare where the memories are, because the backups can be parsed. There's programs that will, if they can read it and digitize it to put it in there, there's programs that he has that can read the memories in there. So he could back you up and compare them.
However, with Sang, there are memories that should not be seen by others.
Well, that's why we have to have permission.
But to get a clear image of what we are missing, I would need to see. I would not share this information with anyone else. I promise you this.
I have prior employment that was kept secret. I am not sure that knowledge can be revealed to anyone.
Then I will delete it once if it is deemed unnecessary.
It does not need to be deleted, just not seen.
Try and compare it with everyone that agrees.
Yes. Then if you would like to be excluded, then I can use anyone else that would like to have their files compared.
We will volunteer.
I have no secrets and no shame.
You can have mine as well.
I have secrets, but no shame.
Alfred?
So
Yes.
as everyone except for Sang there does their backups so that Finn could have the files to resort or to review.
And Fen will do their own as well.
We'll worry about the roll next episode, because as you go, even synthmorphs need time to shut down and regenerate their power. And the cycle of taking everybody's backups, which takes an hour for humans, or for people that have a synth or a bio brain that don't have a cybernetic brain. Cybernetic brains are a bit quicker. I'm going to drop over here. Well, you have a section in a journal now called Your Notes. I just dropped something in it for you. And Kadeth, you have a section in the journal for your notes now. And I dropped something for you as you sleep for the night and wait. But right here, you'll have to discuss what I just gave you next episode, because here's where we're going to end. Eclipse can't even talk. Eclipse Phase, Fragments of Self, episode 1, everybody. This is a hell of a mystery. They've restored their backups with memories missing. Their ship's memory has been not just altered, but fake videos have been put in. Their morphs, all but Raj's, cleanly put out of reach. And Raj's is now doing barbarian fetish work at the pleasure house. A lot of little clues dangled, and quantum encrypted files that ask for the origin. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. This is a hell of a mystery that the players have just started to get involved in. And, well, you'll find out next week exactly what special note I dropped Kadeth and Mohel there. And for those who don't realize, M squared the ship, that is Mohel. He made a copy of himself. They trimmed out the things not needed for spaceship work, and he is the spaceship. That's why he's a little eccentric. The spaceship kept a little bit of personality still. So I do thank everyone for coming. This is a hell of a story, everybody. But please, so you know, if you join us on our Discord, the cast of this show came from the Discord. And I want to point out to Raj down there, welcome to your first McStabber stream.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Just because we haven't streamed with you before, don't mean we don't like to give new people a chance. So welcome,
Oh.
and welcome back, Mirror. Good to have you back. Everyone else here has been on quite a bit lately, so welcome back, and welcome to new people. Guess what? You're in for a ride. I'm pretty sure you can tell already. And yes, join us on Discord. That's where we cast these shows. Sometime in the next week or two, I'll be posting up a new casting call for a Vampire V20 game that'll be set in Chicago back in 1995 of all times when Loden was Prince, during the height of his power, if you can call what he had power. That's debatable. But there'll be a casting call for that in the next week or two. We also do Zoom Hangouts, which can only happen when we're not streaming Friday and Saturday. And I know we've got a stream coming up Friday and Saturday this week, so we definitely won't be doing them this week. But I'm not going to say why or how, but there is a chance that Zoom Hangouts will, there'll be some in the next couple weeks. And then people will get to go and hang out with us again. Hopefully not till 4 a.m. like we did last time, though I did have to jet it at midnight because I just couldn't hang out anymore. But you don't have to stay the whole time, but damn, sometimes they go late when we don't get to do them often. If you want to catch our back episodes, if you go over to our YouTube, we have our back episodes of all of our content. And let me tell you, we've got around 500 videos now. We have been streaming for, we're going to be 6 years this September, and we have been producing content nonstop since then. So you can check out Vampire, pretty much every World of Darkness splat except Hunter. We have, you could check out non-things. I mean, Eclipse phase will be up here tomorrow, but you can check out Bluebeard's Bride that Mama ran. You could check out Zasser Kala that I ran, Paranoia if you like more sci-fi, Dune that was run by Ravnos Archon. I mean, we've got so much content.
Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit, that was
Star
World of
Wars?
Darkness stuff. That was amazing. That was a 5-splat story that we told, interweaving tale off with the 5 big splats all in one story. 5 storytellers running their parts of it. It was an undertaking that I'm glad I did, and I'll never fucking do again. Because dear God, dude, you don't know the back end work that happened for it, and not just for the storytellers, but for the cast of those shows. They had auditions that we tried to break them with. And if you want to find out about that, be on the Discord and ask about Jason and Sneaky Robert. And I'm sure you'll hear a tale of Jason and Sneaky Robert. And Sykeshire cannot laugh very well right now, but she wants to because you definitely want to check that out.
Piece out. Wow. Yeah,
Yep.
that was crazy.
And if you
was
want to see
amazing.
some Call of
It
Cthulhu,
was fun.
oh, there's a number of people here who saw it and just can't believe I did it. If you want to see some Call of Cthulhu or D&D 5e, you go to London Esoteric Society. You might even see Talfrin down there, Urini as we call him. You might see him over there because he plays on Call of Cthulhu on the weekends. So when they're out of summer break. And you might get to catch him doing things he shouldn't do and being a troublemaker. They do cheese murder. So you should definitely check out their streams. And Tiss has over 100 episodes of Recall of Cthulhu in there. She is
110.
still going 110. That's
Yep.
right. She posted it today, didn't she?
Yep.
Episode 110 got posted today. So definitely go to our YouTube channel. If you want to see some of our, I hit the wrong key. Look at that. There we go. That's the command. If you want to see some amazing content creators, check out our friends list. Junie Von Esch is in there. She does Stitch and Bitch, which is crocheting because she hooks. As she put it, she's a hooker, not a stabber. So she does crochet, not knitting. That's what she told me. And that way I don't get it wrong anymore. Ravnos Archon, who raided us, thank you earlier for the raid. He streams on his channel, but he also appears in every fucking Wednesday night stream we have. We've chained him to a desk on Wednesday nights. He's in all of them. So you should check him out. Mischievous Red, she streams intermittently, normally does either playing Final Fantasy, she loves to do that, or she streams her doing hobby things, painting miniatures, those kinds of things, sometimes drawing. But if you're on her Discord, you'll get notified when she goes live because she's hit or miss at times based on real life because real life fucking sucks. Don't you wish we could all just do our hobbies 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? But we can't. Rerolls is on break, but he'll be back and you can check him out. And of course, DM Daddy RPG, which is Jenna Thieves. You see her Fridays as Sunday Booth in Kansas City. You also would have seen her in the Monster of the Week cereal game that Mama ran, where she played in that one, and she's a great role player, and we love her. So you should check out her stuff. She was streaming Hunter tonight. So 20th anniversary edition. Not the Hunter 5th, which is garbage. Nobody does the 5th on that one. So definitely check that out. If you want to get you some studio merch, you can pop over to our merch store. We don't have anything for this for sure, but we do have a number of things. You can get our Camp Wish a Motherfucker Wood t-shirt. That is still for sale. You got to sign in to get it. Good old Gavin. His catchphrase is still on a t-shirt. That's great. You can also get Cat's to-do list, which has kick ass checked, take names check, be a dragon check, Dracula not checked. Cat has not done Dracula that people know of. I mean, it's Dracula. Who wouldn't do Dracula? I mean, it's motherfucking Dracula. So definitely check out a merch store. And as always, everybody, so you know, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's a way for you to give back to the players of the stream. The only thing the studio has to take is taxes, because dear God, Uncle Sam takes a chunk out of our ass every year, and we got to pass that on. But other than that, it goes to the players. But if you want to support the studio, all you have to do is pop over to our KoFi, or you can subscribe here on Twitch. They'll take half, but hey, you get no ads. And look, money's tight. I know it's tight. Please don't give us money you can't afford to give. Fucking please don't. If you want to support and not cost yourself a penny, you can pop to our YouTube channel, like the video, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel over there, hit the notification icon. It's free. You don't even have to watch the whole video. You can comment on it, like it, take you 2 minutes, be done. And it helps us in the search ratings, and maybe we'll get a little bit more money. And for those that wonder, I do post every year when I do taxes, the state of the studio. I am completely transparent with our finances, and you'll find out we are not making a living doing this. We are losing money every year, but it's fun. So check that out. And now I can go to the schedule. Busy week. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Kansas City, Domain Divided. It's our V5 Vampire Chronicle run by me. They are going to try to put to sleep Zimitsi himself this week. We'll have a guest player. I'm not going to say who it is, but he might have an acronym for his name, but he'll be there as a guest player. But they're going to try to put Zimitsi to sleep. You won't want to miss the episode, because I'm telling you what, Kansas City won't be the same after tomorrow night, one way or another, if they survive. Saturday night, we're back with more Vampire, because we love Vampire. It's Chicago Hidden City at 8 p.m. Eastern, run by Junie Von Esch. You will see Kai down there, Moel, he's in it. You will see Junie, of course, Mama's in that one. It is Junie's V5 game set. Started when Peterson was Prince. He is no longer Prince. It is now Prince Jackson, but it is not set in the modern nights. I think they're hitting 2011 or 2012 now in their stream. So it is not part of the Shankyverse. It is the Junieverse. She has her own timeline and her own canon. So you should definitely check that out. It's a great stream. 2011, Mama confirmed it. You should check that out. And then Wednesday, Dark Ages. Season 5, Episode 2 of Vampire Dark Ages. You'll see Beetlestalk in that. It's, well, shit's gone to hell. This is the season they meet Dracula as immortal. Next episode, they're going to be at a big meeting of kindred that I'm sure there'll be no hostility felt by anybody in that meeting. None. Nah. So you definitely want to see that. And then we'll be back here as we unravel this mystery. The mystery is set. Now it's all about feeding the clues, because I don't think I can feed them any more mystery than I already did tonight. Now they need some clues. And we'll start giving them next week. And as always, as we're ending these streams, everybody, I want you to take your mental health seriously. I want you to take the mental health of others seriously. Please check in those around you. Make sure they're okay. A lot of people are not. A lot of people are suffering right now. And a lot of people mask to hide it. But sometimes it takes a kind word, a friendly voice, just reaching out to someone you haven't heard from for a while and just saying, hey, you okay? How you doing? And sometimes that's all it takes to talk them off the ledge, to be that lifeline they need. And if you suffer from mental health issues, I want you to reach out to your own support network. And I completely understand it's difficult. I suffer from mental health issues, and I admit I'm not the best at reaching out to those around me when I'm going through trouble. But please try. And if you don't feel you can talk to your support network, or if you are in crisis, there's a list of numbers in chat. You can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There'll be a professional on the other end of the line to help you out. And I know the chances are, if you're in crisis, you're not watching the stream right now. So just remember, findahelpline.com. Put that in any browser, put the country you're in, and you can get the helpline you need when you're in crisis. Because please, mental health is health. While it's okay to not be okay, we want you to take care of yourselves. Nobody can get through this world alone. It's not possible. Not even Talfrin down there, who was an isolationist. See, he's still got friends. So please take everybody's mental health seriously. And since Mama McStabber's not here, I get to rain down hellfire and brimstone for her. Please get your damn shots. I know that we've put a vaccine denying idiot in charge of Health and Human Services. Please fucking get your shots. Don't listen to him. They do not cause autism. That's some bullshit. That's eugenics. That's fucked up. Vaccines save fucking lives. People are skipping vaccines, and we've got measles outbreaks again. Jesus Christ, really? So please take your mental health and get your shots. And the government's fucked up right now. I am a government employee, and even as a contractor, my job is in question. If you voted for that moron who's in charge, and the party that doesn't want to govern, they've passed 3 fucking bills. That's it. 3 bills since this Congress has convened. Fuck right off, please. Just fuck right off. You have put people's lives in danger by voting for this current party that's trying to run the government and can't. Medicaid and Medicare cuts are going to fucking kill people. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's also, the billionaires can get a tax break to build them another fucking yacht. And it's not even going to reduce the deficit. So please, seriously. And everybody else out there, keep up the good fight. Fight safely. Don't be stupid, but keep up the good fight. Call your congressman, call your representatives, put pressure on them. Tell them you're not happy with what's going on. Every little bit counts, everybody. And I do thank everyone for coming. And welcome to the insanity. I will see everybody next week. Good night, everybody.